Gigi, jet setter, go getter.
Okay.
Big Papa, get a go setter. Biggie, heavy. baby, do you want me?
The fact that-
something international.
It's the fact that you scored this.
So
How do you know the words?
Reunited and it feels so good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Three Quarters Podcast. You know, your favorite podcast. It's been a while.
I'm back.
Merry
You have
Christmas.
I'm back from my hiatus.
Merry Christmas.
They tried to take me out.
Who tried? We took you out.
He said happy. Then they carry me.
They carry me, they go, I don't know.
Then they carry me. I don't know. After Oba had broken his arm, gave me the black eye. Seun was back, ladies and gentlemen.
He's learning lesson.
And the crowd goes,
Boo.
bitter.
But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. At this point,
back.
this is our the 1 hour Christmas special. You know, we said we were gonna do something special for y'all. So it's Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, as Nigeria will say. Chop your love for me. But Merry Christmas, y'all. Hope
Merry
you're
Christmas.
spending this time to enjoy some time with your family, loved ones, and hear us talk crap for the next hour.
And if it's not up to 1 hour, you take it like
You
that.
take it like that.
So sorry. Apologies.
So
There's no
we're
apology.
recording what? This is December 13th.
Yes, sir.
So just to give you context on the daily topics and whatnot. So if we're already like behind on something, now you'll be all right. But how was your week? How's we normally start? How's everybody's week?
My week has been good. A lot of work, a lot of here and there travels and all that stuff.
Gigi, jet setter, go getter. Big
money
Papa,
spender.
get a go setter. Biggie, heavy. baby, do you want me?
the fact that-
something international.
It's the fact that you scored this.
So
How do you know the words?
Adriel wants his hand to be broken next.
Come on, sit down here.
No,
Because
I'm good here. I'm good here. I'm
no.
good here.
Are you sure?
Big Papa, tell me who had that.
I beg, how did your own week go? Is it only me? Hello there.
How about you? How about your
You
week?
didn't answer your own.
No, it usually goes. I say mine last. Usually. Okay, fine. My week went well. Yesterday was the last week of the semester. So, ordered grad cap this morning.
Round of applause.
Relief.
So glad I made it. Listen.
Thank God.
So yeah, ordered grad stuff this morning. Grad cap. My graduation application got approved too. So we walking in May getting that master's degree. But yeah, it's a good time. But let's say this is a checkpoint because PhD starts in August.
Amen, Dr.
But-
Danny.
People that like book.
Which who like book? Listen,
People that like book.
the reason why I'm even getting
It's
this
not book, it's money.
the reason
You shall read
You
book.
like money.
Thank you. The reason why I'm even doing this because I was told by a friend of mine that, especially in healthcare, you have to damn near have twice the degree, especially as a black man, to be qualified. So, hence, PhD.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's
Yeah, but that was my week. It was really just chill, Christmas shopping, because
That's
if
true.
not, if
I
not,
don't even. Jesus.
I'm gonna
Wait. Let Celine Dion, the one that's holding microphone, go. Tell us your own.
You know what? No. That's a good one. I'll put the mic down for you.
You know what you should have? We should put that meme of SpongeBob holding the mic singing like.
That's a good one. And you know what? You caught me off guard. That's a good one. But we'll bounce back.
We can't even do that because Celine Dion is really sick, so we can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah, we'll give it somebody else.
Ass.
You are being oversensitive. I can hear every click when you are touching the mic in my ear.
That's good.
Oh wow!
Oh,
wow!
my days.
He said, "Hello, mama. Let me whisper in your ear. Tell you a little something that you like to hear."
Help me!
Help me.
Hey man, I'm lucky business.
I need to be
I
released
am
from the
mixing.
grasp of these people. I need to be set free.
We just started.
We just started. We have
Relax,
time. We have
relax,
time. We have time.
relax. And I will still get your nickname as we are going.
Oh, blood of God!
Just wait for it. It's me. I'm calling Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez. You're dirty Rema. calm down.
He said, "Well,
We're not okay. You're not
Silly
okay.
oh
My
Jesus."
goodness. I've been good. I've been recovering. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind for you though, low key.
So exactly what happened? I said I broke his hand. I'm a good
Yeah,
person.
he did really like hurt him,
I'm a
y'all.
good
Like,
person.
Police.
What happened?
Call the emergency people. It's your fault.
call immigration.
But Mama.
Me, a whole CTC. What are you calling immigration now?
DEA, FBI,
Send you back up north
CIA.
Up north, Canada. It's okay. They'll
Nah,
take me.
but it's been something back to back, since like August. The cast and then that happened, which caught me off guard really. But we thank God.
Did you file workman's comp?
Did not fall under the criteria,
Chai.
unfortunately.
Pen.
Nah, but it was good. It was not to say everything. I'm a little private still, but I had to do surgery twice. Nothing major, but surgery is surgery. So we thank God. The first one, it's weird because the first one wasn't open, and the pain and recovery felt longer for that one than the actual open surgery, which
Because of the minimal invasive ones tend to actually, even though they say like, oh, it's less damaging or whatever, it's because they have to go in through such a small place.
Yeah.
It feels like they cause a lot more trauma in that area.
I mean, walking was a pain.
Chai.
Jesus. Yeah, but then for the second one was fine. Really, I got out of the hospital the next day. I forced myself to get out of the hospital because
Because you don't like to listen, Abby.
I
You
guess
should have
strong
listened
head.
because when I saw you, you looked like you're walking with someone's foot up your ass.
Bro, like,
Like-
when he first came out the hospital the first time, we told him like, bro, like, why are you here? And then decided to show up at church that same week. I was like,
He's a
what are
child
you
of God,
doing?
that's why. We thank God for
What
his
are you
life.
doing? Well, I
See,
understand
no,
God is the owner of
that
everything, but
was
even God self understand. Even Jesus rested on the seventh day for God's sake.
Nah, that was different circumstances for that.
Cheryl said, I'm built different.
I'm built different.
Give me gum, bring egg.
Well, you all become Ghanaian.
Oh wow!
Sorry.
Oh, but they've
Sorry.
canceled you. What's that?
Sorry. I said sorry. I said sorry.
It's okay. It's
It's-
Christmas.
What did Eddie One say in his last song? He said they want to put egg in my salad. He said I want to Accra. They want to put egg in my salad. I said yeah.
Oh
That
god.
heavy one is actually hilarious for that one though, Loki.
Nah.
But
We're
yeah,
laughing. But we used to put egg in salad.
this is true. Like the boiled
Anyway.
egg, and you jump into a pot.
Ghanaians were ahead of their time when they started doing
they,
it.
they knew. They knew what
They are
God.
the original innovators.
It's not Greek salad. It's Ghanaian salad.
Thick salad like this.
Oh god.
Anyway. Sorry. What was I
Oh
saying?
god.
Yeah. So no, that video you guys saw was actually my first attempt, and I didn't even go far.
Oh lord.
And then I tried 2 more times, and then I was able to like walk, and then they were like, "Okay, well, I guess we could just charge you."
Yeah, because you have to walk at least a lap, and then you have to either pee or poop before they're able to discharge you.
So I did the walk one, and peeing was fine. I was able to do that, but the walk, especially that there was. I mean, I guess not getting into it.
Yeah, let's not get into it.
But yeah, I eventually did it, and I got out. Then, like that Friday when I showed up, it was better. But then when I got home, I said, "Yeah, you should sat your ass out." But then
I'm glad there was someone watching you though, because you're uncontrollable.
He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen. The strong head is too much. Who not here must feel. Who not here must feel.
and I
Thank
felt.
God. We thank God.
But we thank God. Yeah, well, week's been good.
That's
We're
good.
here now. We bounced back.
Speaking of even weeks, did you see the random boom that one of our Instagram posts got this week? The video was in relation to like how Nigerians come to America and act like they're better than the people who live here. So I asked a question on the story, and I wanted to know what people's thoughts were. In addition to my beautiful girlfriend Melanie, shout out to you, babe. Hi, I'll see you later.
Anyway,
Nasty. Disgusting.
So I asked the question on what people like stood in terms of the conversation, and when I tell you these responses were juicy, they were really, really juicy. I not only even got like responses in like the little question thing. Some people DM me too with full story and scenarios.
scenarios.
One
This
second.
thing pay you people.
Don't worry.
It's not that
I
deep.
mean, I did not think it was that deep.
Don't worry.
But I'm very interested to.
So my question was so I asked so like talk to me. What do you guys think? The person said one person said yes and no. That wasn't my experience at Wayne being Wayne State, which is where we graduated from. But I've had some weird experiences. I've definitely had some experiences that I felt that way. Not with you though. This next one, it was like, yeah. Don't Nigerians call us akatas? That sums it up.
So what's wrong with that? Okay, what is wrong with akata itself? Because they want the people complain about akata. Is as far as I know, it's just a word that we use to describe African Americans. It's like
Yes.
saying this person is Chinese, but it's just part of our language. So what is the issue?
There is a slight issue. Upon further research, akata is actually not just because I didn't know this too either. Because I used to think like akata was just like a term
It's
we
just our
use.
language.
It's just a term we use to describe anyone that's non-African. Truthfully,
yeah.
Because
even
the way that I even thought about it is like, okay, we say Oyibo for white
Exactly.
Americans.
for white Americans,
We
yeah.
don't want to call black Americans Oyibo just to say that they're Americans.
right, but
We call
akatas
them
also can be
akata.
Chinese. Akatas can be
My understanding is it's specifically African American.
Yeah,
Really?
specifically
Yeah.
African Americans.
see here you learn something new. I thought
And that-
akatas can be anybody outside.
So
Because
in
I know there's a specific term for white people, which is Oyibo, but
And let's not get started. What's our people be calling Chinese people? Let's not go there.
let's not go there. But in terms of akata, I thought akata was just like a general term. Come to find out, akata actually means wild animal.
And what? I need to do research on that.
I'm
Because
telling
First of
you,
all, whose actual language is it?
it's I think it's Igbo.
It's their fault.
it's always Igbo
It's their
people's fault.
fault.
It's their fault.
That's all. That's the end of the story.
And they're the ones that started calling us demons too. They're the
Man.
idiots
I
that started
think her name is Ndio Kafor. She addresses it. Let's see, akata origin. Akata origin is sometimes derogatory. It's a term for African Americans. It was coined by Nigerian students in the US during the 60s and 70s in honor of the Black Panther Party, sometimes perceived as having derogatory connotations. So I'm confused. How can it be coined in honor of something
And then it's
and then be seen as derogatory?
people that
I think you're telling me that it meant wild animal. That's the first I'm hearing of it.
yeah.
Truthfully, if it's meant as derogatory by anybody, it will only be meant derogatory by the people who are being called it. That's the only way I've seen it. I've only seen one person have an issue with it, or one people have an issue with it, and it's some African Americans, because not even everybody even cares.
True.
So I don't know. Truthfully, if that's what it means, if it means wild animal, then yes, we should stop calling.
So
people that.
this was broken down by Precious Wabugo. She said, breaks down the origin of akata, examines its real derogatory roots, meaning, excuse me. Where did I just lost it.
It's weird because like there's even like books, there's TV shows, there's like something called,
Okay,
there's
so
something
this
called
is-
Akata Warrior. Like
Yeah, so that's who I'm actually about to read her definition of what it is.
Oh yeah.
So her name is she says literally, one cultural hotspot for the tension is the word akata, a West African term from the Yoruba tribe with a complicated history. The word is derogatory.
Cite your sources.
The
person's
word
Igbo.
the word is not derogatory.
Hey,
The word is not derogatory. I'm sorry, I'm reading wrong. The word is derogatory,
Yeah.
not a term of endearment, and some West Africans use it to describe Black Americans. It is a divisive slur that has contributed to otherizing of native Black Americans and has driven a wedge between those who will use the word Akata and those who get called the word Akata. It means cotton picker or wild animal.
Hey!
Akata means cotton picker in reference to Black Americans who were taken as slaves and shipped to America to work on cotton and other plantations. It also loosely refers to the wild animal or cat in reference to someone who is uncultured. The slur has subsequently been picked up by other Nigerians and West Africans to refer to African Americans and American-born Africans too.
But I will have to contest that to a certain extent because there is no root of that in Yoruba.
In the word
language.
itself, Akata does not
There's no
any
roots
like
of
meaning
it.
or even
Because when you
derived
look at
meaning.
most Yoruba words, you can see how they're built.
You can exactly the derivative.
They're root words.
Yeah, so like when it comes to the word akata, I don't see. I
mean,
don't
if you're
see-
Yoruba and you know more than we do,
Please,
try
leave
and
the comments.
educate
As
us.
for me personally, I would say that I don't see the word as being derogatory. I never have seen the word as being derogatory. I always thought that it was a term to refer to people who were just non-Nigerian.
But if we analyze what you just read, there's a few points that you said that you touched on that it was used to describe Africans that were taken to the U.S. as slaves, right?
Right, and as
And
cotton
we call
pickers.
them. So there is one perspective to look at that from as not as a slur, but as a term to define people, a description of some people, and you can even look at that from a point of compassion as well. So
It's weird because like I feel like this is coming from so many places. You even just Google akata and you look at Wikipedia. It says what you said originally about the Black Panther Party. In what was the word that you said? You said in honor of the Black Panther Party.
Yeah.
So that's where we need to figure it out. We need to but truthfully, if it is a problem, fine. Let's not use the word
I think
anymore. But,
personally, I'll probably refrain from actually using it in terms of like just understanding, because until a full line is drawn and it's clear in the sand, I would rather just not use it at all. I would rather eliminate it from the dictionary,
I agree
considering there's just so much around it. Personally, I don't really use it to define people because, like, to some Nigerians, I'm even more American than I am Nigerian. You know, so in some people's eyes, I could be even an Akata by that definition. You know,
yeah.
so I'm not even going to really spend too much time on it, but it was just an interesting. It was just an interesting comment to me. I was like, that's interesting.
I just hope that if that's the case, and truthfully, akata is not a word that I'm ready to die on a hill for.
I hardly even say it,
At all.
I really don't care. Whoever wants to own it can own it. But I hope this is not another one of those situations where African American culture or African American thinking. Don't kill me yet. The reason why I'm saying this is that there's a lot of things like African spirituality, spirits, gods that are misinterpreted by African Americans. Even at Black graduations, they're calling upon these spirits who we see as evil spirits in Africa.
Now,
No, they were evil spirits.
here's why I'm gonna like throw that in there. The reason why we view them as evil spirits now is because we're Christian. Those Christian beliefs and what we now believe in terms of the belief system were not ours to begin with, if we're being honest, right? Christianity was brought to us by the white man.
Okay.
So in that time, those spirits weren't evil prior to Christianity. Those spirits weren't evil to us.
But those
they were a
spirits-
part of our culture.
But those spirits still weren't gods. They were spirits, or they were actually even necessarily spirits. They were saints. They were people originally who lived that people reverence as saints. But now,
i.e. Shango, all of them.
you know, mythology gave them powers and all these things. Yeah. But I just hope that Akata isn't becoming one of those things that, okay, through the mythos and through all this thing, people have now added their own definition on it. As people have added their own definition to Shango and to all these other so-called spirits.
becomes the
because
truth.
Even in Yoruba culture, the only original, even without Christianity, the only original God is exactly.
Wait, what? Say it again?
Olodumare.
Okay.
That's the original God. There was only one of him. And that's what that they've. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it was first or if it was after Christianity. That's what we also call him in Christianity as well in Yoruba. But with that being said, I just hope that it's not another thing where people are putting meanings on things and saying that, okay, this is what it is based off of my research, and this is, the same way they did with African spirituality, and they did research, and now all of a sudden they're calling their names.
I will say this, and y'all could come kill me for it. Some African spirituality is witchcraft.
It is. It really is. And that's why sometimes when I see people, I see people talking, I'm like, hey, chill, relax.
Because some African spirituality is witchcraft. I'm not even going to hold you up.
Yourself. Like,
I would agree.
There's a lot of witchcraft there, but
to each their own.
Exactly, to each his
you
own.
do it. Walk out your salvation with fear and trembling.
To each your own, but technically we should still speak to people and let them know.
We just said it. Did we not? Did we not?
You know what I mean?
We can't say all this we say, and I'm like, to each his own.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Let's confuse everybody and then just send them home.
It's not confusing everybody. There are certain things that I see that people practice as spirituality and setting up idols and altars and all these things. And I'm like, I see where you're going with that. But even like those old babalawos, for those who don't know who babalawos are like the herbal native doctors or the native chief priests.
Someone will go to Nigeria now. They'll go to Kenya. They'll see babalawo on the street. They'll see what's the name of these ones that spin on one stick like this, and they wear costume.
The masquerades?
The masquerade. Someone will be going to go. I want to see the masquerade. If you don't run,
masquerade will flog you.
If you don't run,
oh god! I used to be so scared of those things as a child.
I could not.
I used to be so.
It's not even about the flogging. It's about the fact that it's still a spirit.
Still a spirit, and it's still done up to now.
It's still done up to now. Some places still practice it.
Actively.
What, like New Yam Festival, all those different things. Like there are different practices that still occur.
It's a human inside a costume, but that human
but
on that
it's
costume has not just represent, but they've taken up the spirits.
Yeah, a lot of them say they feel possessed when they put it on.
They are.
A lot of them actually like who are masquerades. I've watched some of these videos. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube and there are actually YouTube videos on it.
That one that masquerade that looks like a mop. Upside down mop.
And it's got like the face and it's
spinning like this.
I know exactly what you're talking.
How can someone be spinning?
We gotta find the video.
You think that is just a person inside the
we gotta find that video. We'll put it in there. That thing scares me.
I think you guys
I do have a story.
I think you guys,
a story that I know we slightly went off on a tangent.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to. Like, you guys took a very interesting turn to.
We went off on a slight tangent.
I just want people to be careful. That's why.
I mean, that's valid, right? I was even thinking about it in another direction.
Which one?
The fact that it's a slur to some, and then the N word. Because like, are we racist?
That's even another topic. I genuinely think. You might kill me for this. Y'all might kill me for this. But I came to this assumption that we as Nigerians are racist.
Cool.
Okay, think about it this way. The N-word was created by other people to call
racist for the YouTube algorithm.
African Americans something, right? Or Africans that were coming to I mean, but technically they called people in Africa the word
exactly.
Well. But still, they were the ones that created it, and we claimed it back. Mm-hmm. Now this is another word that's being created to call African Americans something, and they don't like it.
So I think there's differences though, because that Akata is a language. There's no language for.
There has to be some trace to the origin of it. There has to be.
They're also the ones that named Niger and Nigeria.
Do you know what? I think that's where the derivative of the word, the N word, comes from. Niger area.
Interesting.
People from the Niger area, and because they were white, they used to like speak very, very fast. Nigeria. Like even a lot of people don't even say Nigeria now. It's
like, that's
Nigeria.
A very simplistic way to explain how we got
it. That's because our state is built around the Niger area. Because if you think about it, there's Nigeria,
that whole Benin-
and there's Niger, then there's like
Yeah, that whole
the
Benin,
Niger Delta,
Niger
there's
Delta
the-
area. Was,
yeah, we're closer to the Niger River.
they just called it Niger at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, in all honesty, in fact, let me get back to the story of what we were talking about.
Yeah.
On why some Nigerians feel they're better than them. So this story came from somebody. I'm not gonna disclose their name. It says, in response, it was like, yes, in my personal experience, I was at work. When I was working at a transitional home, a lot of people I look after are mentally ill patients that have some sort of disability, and some are normal. There are times when the African American patients gave me a hard time and made my job and my day difficult. I literally lost it and started insulting them, telling them that this is why foreigners like me are always going to be better than them, and why the Caucasian community belittles and looks down on them. I have said things like, how can you guys, to the African Americans, allow foreigners like me to come into your country, find out what is profitable and ways to advance ourselves in certain careers to start making the big money, tap into your country's resources to help elevate ourselves. Meanwhile, your African Americans that were born and raised here don't use the resources that your country, America, have provided for you all, but you all never use it. And you Black Americans wonder why we foreigners are always going to be better and smarter than you Blacks are. You all do nothing other than stealing, killing each other, going to jail, selling marijuana, committing senseless crimes, and so on. This was my experience, and this is how my disgusting behavior was towards my fellow Black American brothers and sisters. Yep.
I like the fact that at the end of it, he put what he put there. Because he was
That-
starting
that-
to
that
sound
was-
very...
It was starting to sound mad because when I was reading, I was like, "Hey, yo!"
Yeah.
And then when
that's
but this is the thing: there are a lot more Nigerians that have that same ideology.
I also think that that's a weak
it's
argument.
a misunderstanding of not knowing how America is built. Because
It's not just America,
there's some African Americans, right? If you go on, I forgot what they call themselves, but if you go on Twitter, it is literally in their Twitter name. And their big thing is that Africans, their main enemy, is the white person, their main enemy is African people.
Yeah.
Talking about Africans are coming to America and taking resources and, making something for themselves that Black people here can't reach because of all the blocks that are put in the way.
But I read something that in some cases, and I read something along the lines of Africans are viewed as the good Blacks.
Yeah.
This is genuinely like a thing. So a lot of the hurdles that even regular Black Americans have to jump over are obstacles. We as Nigerians often don't realize our privilege just at the fact that we were able to immigrate. Because one thing I've actually genuinely started to think about was, imagine we as Nigerians, we come here and we try to tell them, oh, well, we came here and we were able to do this, X, Y, and Z. We're so much better. Okay, if we're so much better, why aren't we back home fixing our own country, but we're here trying to tell other people how to live their lives?
I think sorry to issue, but a little bit of me feels like it's just part of us, especially Nigerians. Truthfully, even when you're in Nigeria, if anybody says anything that you feel diminishes you or your stature, do you know who I am? Do you know my stature? Do you know there's a lot of pride.
Yeah. There's a lot of pride.
There's a lot of pride in a lot of Africans, a lot of Nigerians specifically.
I don't think that this is an American problem, though.
I don't think so either. I think it's more so to do with us.
It's also even in Nigeria it happens.
Yeah.
So that's why I said earlier, I think that's a fairly weak argument, because it's not about this country specifically. It's about almost any country, including Nigeria, because Julius Berger in Nigeria. More than half of the people that work for Julius Berger in Nigeria are not Nigerian. And they come and they do what they do. They waste their time, take their time to do any construction, and they're there for God knows how long, and they're chilling in Ikoyi. So I don't know if that's a specific argument for that's why we're better than you because we came here and we're doing this blah 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 in your country. Blah, blah. If you were in Nigeria as well, you'll probably be like these people that you're talking against, because some other people from somewhere else have come and then they're doing what they need to do, and you can argue that they have privilege in your own country as well.
So right before the break, we were talking about Seun feels that what was your topic?
Not Seun feels like.
I mean, I disagree with you, so I still have to.
I'm basically saying that as a Nigerian or Nigerian immigrant in the US, stating your argument being that you come here and you're more privileged than the people that are here is not facts. I think that's a weak argument.
Why do you think so?
Wait, they said that. Are you saying that African Americans saying that Africans are more privileged?
No, I said that. I said that in my argument
and I'm saying
I feel that we as Nigerians don't recognize our privilege in understanding who we are and our connection to our culture and our connection to different aspects and the bias that we inherently have when we come into this country, that we are more privileged than Black Americans.
The way that I will combat that to a certain extent is the fact that the reason you're even able to make it to America in the first place as a Nigerian is because you already have more above most Nigerians.
Most Nigerians in Nigeria.
If you didn't have money or resources or connections, you're not getting to America in the first place to even be able to build that life. But a lot of Africans come to America and aren't able to. I mean, especially if you're in cities like New York, you still live in freaking Canarsie, freaking the Bronx.
So then let me ask you this: for you to even have the money to pay the immigration fees to move here, don't you think you actually already have more money than some Black Americans that live here?
That's a privilege in relation to where you're coming from, Nigeria.
Which is my point of the privilege that we
we're
have.
talking about in here.
That's what I'm saying. For you to have that money to initially even leave Nigeria is a privilege. One.
Privilege against people in Nigeria, not here.
Not here.
Let me finish. Let me land.
Finish. You said one. You tackled one. I go to two.
Two. There are certain financial obligations that you have to even live here to be an immigrant.
Yeah.
So you have to prove a certain level of funding to even be here. That level of funding is even more than Black Americans.
So let's break that down before you go far. That level of fun. We're Nigerians. We know what we do. But
we know what we do.
But that's by the way.
for you to even have that,
that's by the way. That's by the way. Let's not dwell on that because
we're not going to call some people because
But
ICE is still close by.
They basically look at a bank statement, and that's it.
Some people have forged bank statements.
Absolutely.
Forget forging.
They will borrow the money. I'll give you back once I send it.
Forget forging bank statements, right? You've come. You have. Let's assume in the account there's about 80K. This is money that you have come here with. So there's that. This is you, your luggage, and that money.
And the 80K.
Now you have to settle.
And 80K, you have to.
Now you have to settle down. You have to get shit done. You don't have 80K when you finish settling down. But before you now even. Okay. It's not the same. You can't compare that.
Let me ask you this. Is you and that 80K? Eh?
It's how much going to be 80K? It's going to be more like 5K.
Fine. How much do you think the average American has in their bank account or savings account?
You're not getting me.
I'm asking you a specific question.
That is in relation to that.
I'm asking you a specific question.
It's less than 80K.
It's less than 80K.
It's less than 80K, but they're not saving up to move to another country.
But that's the point. They're not saving up to move to another country, but you move here with that 80K. Listen, I'm telling you this because I've experienced it.
If they now with their 5, 7, 10K that they have in their account.
Which one is 5, 7? The average American does not even have $1,000 in their savings account.
The average American isn't saving up money to run away from their country.
So let's assume scenario, right? This is very random and probably, I don't know. You're American, you're African American. You've done Ancestry.com, Ancestry.com. You found out that you're Nigerian. You want to go back, which there are series of people like that going back to Ghana, wherever they're going to. You decide, you know what? I'm going to work 2 jobs for a year. I'm going to do some side hustles online. I'm going to move back in with my parents or with my aunt or whatever it is so that I'm not paying rent. I'm going to sell my car before I go. I'm going to do all these things for a year before I go. And they do that. Let's assume they save up 5K.
You tell your car you save up more than 5K.
You save more, but let's assume for his sake, for his argument's sake, even with that 5K, if I'm going to...
If you're going to Nigeria, you're balling.
You're balling. Effortlessly. And you still go back and still get a job.
You're balling. Do you know what 5K is in Nigeria? You buy a house.
You buy a house and you have change.
Which kind of house? Have you been to Nigeria recently?
Is
Have
it
you
Banana
seen-
Island you must go?
It's not banana. It's wrong.
Let's not even
I
get that
will tell
one.
you the address where they're selling land for 5 million naira. How much is 5 million naira? It's less than 2K now.
Which one is 5 million naira less than 2K? Let's do exchange rate, I beg.
Okay,
Check
keep
the
talking,
exchange
Sha, I'll
rate.
check it.
But the point is that
Exchange rate,
apart from
because 1 million naira last time I checked was almost 2,000 or 3,000 at least.
dollar that is 800 or something. How
Let's
much
see,
is it?
5 million naira to USD. We'll find
Is
it.
that 5 million? Is that
5 million
million?
is 11K.
11K.
You
What are you buying here for 11K?
but that's my point. 11K. Can you even reach the 11K?
Bro.
The average American does not even have 1,000.
No, you didn't listen to what he said. He
You're
said
not
if
listening.
you save up,
If
if
you
you
save
do
this
all the
up,
things
right?
that someone that's
Okay.
Someone that's
moving
not
from
Nigeria is doing. You do that from
You
as,
do the
as
same
you're
thing.
here.
And they say
you
they
will
say-
save 30, 40, 50K.
Okay, you save 30,
to
40,
move
50K.
to another
fine.
country.
11. But then when you go to that other country, are you not more privileged than them because of the exchange rate?
And my argument was no exchange rates. It wasn't.
But aren't you now? But you're making my point. I'm making my case because at that point you've saved up that money.
Yeah.
Now you're moving to a different country.
Yeah.
You're going to have more money. Therefore, in that country now, you are more privileged than the people
So
living there.
then your initial argument of people that have come here with money, then we're losing coming here with our money now.
Why not? Because the financial burden, it has to be proven in USD, not Naira.
Yes.
My point, and you have to save up a certain amount. You're still coming here with $80K.
I get what you're saying.
I do.
Get what
but
you're
I don't think
saying.
you are getting what I'm saying.
What you're saying, if a person here can walk and save up that extra money, they go back to Nigeria, they are balling, Abi.
First of all, I
It's
just
not even about the ball,
I just even clocked. You're saying the average this, the average that. The fact that you're coming to America, you're not average anything in Nigeria.
For one, first of all, yes.
Yeah. So let's not compare it with an average American. Let's compare it with the same status as an American.
But that's the thing. Nigerians come in here and expect all black Americans to be at that same status.
I think that's
understanding-
unrealistic for anybody to.
But that's
that
the
goes anywhere.
expectation.
Who expects these things?
Bro.
Our
Seun, you can't
We
be.
can't- no,
you
no,
can't.
no,
no.
You can't. You can't do this.
our guys at the top.
You can't do this. You can't do this. Even let's be real, we know some people who are in church that are literally like, oh, black Americans can't do X, Y, Z. They should be doing X, Y, Z because when I came here, I did this. Right or wrong?
It's because they also feel
So-
like they suffered as well.
Which is
Truthfully,
So that goes back
there's
to-
a time that my family was living in our cousin's basement for about 3 years. You know, there's times that we suffered as well.
Right,
we,
but that's
you know,
the problem.
built what
That's
we
a lot
needed
of
to
the
build.
problem with Nigerians because when we suffer after we've made it out, we expect everybody to do what we've done to make it out. When that same
is our mentality.
because here's the thing, you had the opportunity to live in the basement of somebody, right? In that time, some people don't have somebody to live in the basement of.
That's,
we were still paying rent,
that's
so it
also.
wasn't
But I'm saying, like, you still have to pay rent. But somebody doesn't have a family member that they can live with to pay rent too.
I get it, but everybody has.
think
their
that's a
own,
different argument
Everybody
even.
has their own situation and their own standing. You know, I'm not giving Nigerians a pass on this at all. What I'm saying is that the reason why we're like that is because we look at our own struggles and we say that push through, do what you need to do.
We have
Make it for
we have a
yourself.
survivor mentality.
We do. And in Nigeria, what did they say? They said every single Nigerian comes out of the womb corrupt. They come out of the womb looking to get ahead of the person that just came out of the other womb in the next room.
This is true.
So
That's
with
actually a
that
genuine
mentality, how are you not going to look at your surroundings and say that you need to do what you need to do to make it?
So is that mentality right?
No, it's not. It is what it is, but it's
what
not.
I was going to say was that what you had said, and I've forgotten verbatim, but that relates to one of the points that you had mentioned about something that I agree with about the expectations and the fact that they're not all realistic, because, and that's why I said it doesn't. It's everywhere. You can't move to Korea or Japan and then say you expect everyone in Japan to. That's ridiculous. What are you thinking about now? What's going through your head?
Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Not even everyone in your family is doing what you're doing.
Here's
So,
the problem. Why do we not have that same bias to poor Chinese or poor white people in America? It's just how we as Nigerians tend to view the black community. Why is that who we focus
No,
on?
Idro definitely has a point there because
So-
we don't look
Because
at
we don't
white-
look at-
we don't look at so-called
Hillbillies.
Okay, thank you. You saved me. I was about to finish my sentence.
He jumped
I
in
know where
there.
you were going. I know where you were going.
He
We
jumped
don't
in
look
there.
at hillbillies and be like,
Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that?
but we
don't look at
see
them.
African Americans
Look at
and
it
they're
this
like,
way.
African Americans are lazy. African Americans are this.
If you're
Like,
African that owns an apartment, you rent that apartment to a hillbilly before you rent it to an African American.
Oh.
Why is that the case?
why is that the case?
And now a hillbilly would do the same thing.
Because we have that bias to Black Americans, but that characteristic doesn't specifically apply to Black Americans. It applies
don't
to
think-
everybody.
I don't
Because they will
think-
show you shaking.
I don't think the thing that people, and again, first of all, I'm realizing that what I'm thinking is very different from what maybe the majority of people are thinking, especially when it comes to expectations.
Yeah.
But I don't think the first thing is the character of the person. It's the fact that this person looks like me. And automatically, without much thought, those unrealistic expectations come into play. Because I've met Black people that I don't know where you're from. I just assume that you're African somehow. Technically, you are.
You are.
But I don't know that much. I just know, oh, you're Black. You're, my G. But then with time, you realize, oh, well, actually, he knows nothing about anything. But then that's the same eye or viewpoint that they're looking at it from. And then they have the expectations that they would have with you and I as actual Nigerians and relate that to someone else. Because if you went home or we go to your house and we came with I was about to say Kata, but we came with our friend that's African American, your mom is not going to treat that person differently.
Yes, they would.
No.
Well, okay.
Until they realize who they're talking to.
This goes a little bit into what I was thinking just now, and I want us to pivot a little bit.
Okay.
Because these are the 2 points. The first point is in relations to how you came to America and what you experienced when you came.
Okay.
Especially in school and all that thing.
Okay.
And the second is, why did our parents come with or our ancestors or whoever it was come with the mentality that they came with? There has to be a starting point. There has to be somewhere where an idea is planted. The idea doesn't just grow out of nothing.
Some of them can't
there's-
even trace where the idea started.
The idea came from media. It came from what they were shown as African Americans
Valid.
in every TV show. I mean, they had TV in Nigeria.
Yeah, and a lot of the Black Americans are
Who's
portrayed as
creating that
welfare,
media? for
baby
them?
mamas.
Who is creating that media? Is it not the white people here that are creating that media? So that was the point about the parents. The second point is about us. When we came to America, I didn't even know the difference between an African American, a Jamaican,
No
a
clue.
Trini, or I didn't know any difference.
We're all
But when
Black.
I got here, how they treated me is what made me create my own
You become aware of the
viewpoints
differences.
of them. And that happened to a lot of African youth when it comes to, they came here, they're expecting their fellow Black person to welcome them with open arms. And these are young people their same age. Not talking about the old people who have felt racism from African parents
Right.
and African immigrants and blah, blah, blah. You go to school and you're being called this, you're being called that by someone that hasn't even related with any Africans before. Why do they have that viewpoint of you to call you an African booty scratcher, to call you all these things? Or you live in a hut, you ride freaking lions to school every day, blah, blah, blah. When you expected them to be okay with you because you're the same age as them and you don't have any,
Because
you don't
it's-
have media to even influence you saying that they're living in the hood or shooting each other
You're
or doing
wrong.
all those things.
So here's why I say the same reason that you talked about why older Nigerians built that same ideology based on media. The same thing happened here because all the adverts everybody was seeing was for 10p a day you can feed a village of X, Y, and Z. So that's the idea of what a lot of people knew. One. Two, my gripe with that argument is the fact that we generalize that behavior to all African Americans.
Of course it wasn't
But
all.
when Nigerians do us wrong, or when another African does us wrong, we don't generalize that behavior to them.
In which way? In which
For
way are they
example,
doing us wrong?
The generalization, like, oh, all African Americans are lazy and don't take care of their business financially, right?
That's with our parents.
That's with our parents. That's the generalization that they have.
Okay.
I'm talking about the kids.
In fact, let me even go one further. There's this generalization that typically Black Americans get divorced, right?
Which is not true because it's all people.
Right. But why don't we apply that same generalization when we see a Nigerian couple get divorced? You understand what I'm saying? There's this split bias of like, oh, well, if one of them does it, it applies to all of them. But when one of us does it, oh, they're just the outliers there.
I get what you're saying,
yeah.
but I think the root that I'm trying to get to in the argument that I was saying is the fact that the media, and you helped me a little bit with it too, because you said that the media is also the reason why the kids are looking at African kids coming from Africa, calling them African booty scratcher. Because where did that idea come from? You don't create the idea of African booty scratcher by yourself as a child.
This is true.
It comes from media. In the same way that media is fed to our parents while they're in Africa and they see African Americans doing this, robbing and shooting and having kids out of wedlock. And they say, okay, this is what African Americans are. But that media was created by a specific person.
Group of
And instead of fighting that specific person,
We're fighting each other.
We're fighting each other.
Also, with the generalization, you've picked one topic. The generation is everywhere. It's for everyone. So as far as like divorces that you're saying, okay, yes, there's that generalization towards that group of people, and with us, it's different. The same thing works vice versa on a different topic, perhaps.
But I can only argue from the side of the fence that
We can only argue from
and
our
that's why I
perspective.
picked this specific topic, because that's one thing that's prevalent.
Yeah, but then in relation to that, if I'm looking at it from my perspective and I'm looking at something else, dropping out is fine, but something else like that, then
Dropping out to whose house?
I'm saying the opposite arguments.
Dropping out to whose house?
Drop out, yeah. But doing the opposite of what you're saying from a different topic, then those arguments just cancel each other out. This is what I'm saying.
I agree with I hear what you're saying, but here's why I think there's a passage in the Bible that says before you remove the speck out of somebody's eye, remove the log from your own. We have to take out our own bias before we can try to call somebody else out, which is why a lot of things and a lot of conversations I've been having recently is questioning why we behave the way we behave, because if we behave the way we behave, we influence their behavior too.
This is an
And
introspective
I agree
argument
with that,
you've-
and I agree that we should take the log out of our own eyes, but there are also people with their own thoughts and their own minds as well. You can have that thought for yourself, but it doesn't excuse somebody deciding that they're not even going to make an effort to help the situation. You can take the log out of your own eye, and that person decides that they're still going to keep that splinter.
And that's on them,
know?
But all I can do and all we can do is call out our own biases, because let's be real, our community is not very accepting to other people telling us what to do. We're not. Even sometimes we're not even accepted to people from internally telling us what's wrong.
No, definitely, you're right.
So all we can do, especially as a lot, and I say this all the time, a lot of these things are going to die with our parents.
I think so.
A lot of these things are going to die with our
and
parents.
Unfortunately, I've seen a little bit too much of it continuing with us.
True.
I've
agree.
seen a little too much. Like where I thought that, okay, this has finally died. There's an appreciation for African culture. We can finally now find fair ground or open ground or level ground. Now I'm starting to see young African Americans digging into young Africans that are just trying to fit in. Same way that African Americans are just trying to fit in and find their own culture in Africa and listen to Afro beats now and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, finally, the diaspora is coming together. Now I'm starting to see splinters and I'm starting to see people just digging in and fighting. And I'm just like,
I don't think that
Why?
You said a lot of stuff.
Why?
would die
This
with
is
our
not
parents.
needed.
And I think that as those bad things are dying, some good things are dying with them as well.
This is also true. I will
And
agree.
I don't think that your what you just said about the things that you don't like you're still seeing with the younger people. I don't think that's ever going to end.
I think there's always going to be some form of a splinter
And
cell.
that's unfortunate.
In
And
a way.
I think we had this conversation a while ago. I was in Maya. I think it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just that person that I'm a happy-go-lucky. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to work. And that obviously is.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Because I look at this and I'm just like, this is so simple to solve. It's just about just having an open mindset for the other person and deciding that, okay, fine, forget what happened in the past.
How do we move forward?
Let's move forward.
But we also have to understand that a lot of our biases and a lot of our past experiences shape how we view the world. Perspective is reality.
And well, not everybody's me. Yeah. And that's the conclusion I came to that day, right? Not everybody's me.
Not everybody's you.
But because I'm like, okay, look at all the stuff that we've been through and all the stuff that I've been through, and I'm still sitting here with the olive branch. And I'm just like, okay, I put the olive branch out and you dipped it in kerosene and you lit it on fire. Why?
That's good.
Why is this going on right now? You know, but
you're specific there.
But this
is not a festive episode.
Oh no, we about to get real festive. We about to
suspense
quickly.
We have to
50
speed
minutes.
it up.
We gotta switch the speed up. But you can't always. You gotta give some little controversy. People love
to laugh.
People love the controversy a little bit.
I like how
people love the controversy. But moving on to some festive topics. What is Christmas like in your house?
Dry.
Come on. Just drop the mic and be going like that.
Dry. What's Christmas like in your house?
I'm going to say a phrase, and those that get it, get it.
And those
that
don't
get it, forget about it.
Forget about it.
You know what that phrase is?
What is
What?
it?
Let's go fishing.
Oh God, I haven't heard that in a
That's
while.
That's all I have to say.
I haven't heard that in a while.
I have nothing else to add to this conversation.
So for those who don't know, what's Let's Go Fishing?
Don't tell them. it's
Yeah, Scott, you're emotionally traumatized.
don't cast me out like that.
I'm in severe pain.
No.
No, you gotta tell her what's going on.
I'm hiding this one.
Well, I know what this one is. Let's Go Fishing is
didn't.
the evangelism of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, and certain parts of the or certain parishes like go out and evangelize on specific days.
It's
Let's Go Fishing is
deeper than that.
Is a massive evangelical push to try to recruit people to the kingdom of God. Am I wrong?
I mean, truthfully, I don't even have an issue with that. I don't have a.
You don't have an
issue with
because of your experience with it.
No, because truthfully, during Christmas, you should be able to have community service.
I do community service every Christmas and
No.
This is
Thanksgiving.
not community service.
But
that
do
we're
we
talking
do we go into our community for the service?
No.
Bam.
We go to church. That's the community.
Should come to you.
The community should come to you.
Nah, but
That's unfortunate,
The
but-
experience. Oh Lord. Jesus.
All
So
I can
it's
say is
imagine
just dry.
this Christmas morning.
Uh-huh.
You are watching film and some people are doing, hey, it's Christmas morning, breakfast in bed, you come down the streets late, can't open presents. Scam. Waking up early as shit. It's dark outside still.
Where your
Are you
native?
talking? This is in Nigeria or here?
You said
okay.
Where your native?
yeah,
Okay.
by myself.
Oh, okay. No, Allah.
You
Where your scratchy
know-
native? The one with the rhinestones.
that's one of my
Look at him just scratching his hand.
rhinestones.
Oh God, bro! Some of those natives are so itchy. Oh my God!
Let me just say now,
So
my
itchy.
biggest Christmas ache is Christmas clothes.
Oh my God.
Is
You gotta
Christmas
wear your
clothes.
Christmas clothes. Oh,
Christmas clothes.
The filler will be too tight on your head, and then your mom will be standing on top of the bed doing Jeff Hardy,
trying to
push
push it down.
to push the filler down on your.
You wear
Then the gele. Oh Lord.
You wear they will save the year. They'll go and buy Christmas clothes. Go and buy Christmas clothes. Go and buy Christmas clothes. You will now come and wear it. The thing will not fit. Trouser will be.
leg too.
I don't know how many natives have ripped just from walking. Just from walking. They said this is January. By December, you've already grown. They'll not tell you go and wear it. You grow into it.
You will go into it.
Oh God.
Oh my days.
It'd be like as a kid, they jump on stage.
No,
like that.
let's just be real. Let's just be real. Nigerian tailors, there's a special place in hell.
We have ordered your room.
There's a special place in hell for you. people.
Nigerian tailors, you give them your measurements, they'll cut
Is
3
it measurement
inches.
alone? You send them picture of exactly what you want. You tell them you want this tree. They'll go and get twig. They'll give you a twig. Instead of doing the exact thing that you see the picture. It's not like I just gave you theory.
I love seeing those. I love seeing those. What I ordered, I love seeing those.
I see. They'll tell you, sister now, manage it. Cloth is scarce.
I
Fuel
beg,
is
if I
scarce.
give you hot slap, what kind of rubbish?
Yo, I've heard too many stories. I'm so sorry for all of
Wait, what do you guys eat on Christmas Day?
Jollof and
Jollof
chicken.
rice.
So there's no like mac and cheese.
Mac and what?
Mac and what? Wara.
Mac and what?
Pasta and wara.
With salad that has egg inside. Salad with egg inside. Both egg.
What time do you guys eat on Christmas Day?
What time?
What time do you guys eat on Christmas
I'm
Day?
fasting till after let's go fishing.
Yeah.
You thought I said let's go fishing for jokes. You think we're here to play? I think we're playing here. I said I'm waking up when it's dark outside. Yeah.
I know my family. We don't go let's go fishing. I only started going to community service after I joined my fraternity, and we'll like do. It's called Meals on Wheels on Christmas and Thanksgiving. So everybody will come home. Everybody will be gisting. Next thing you know, they will like make some small snacks to hold you over. The earliest we're eating is about 5 o'clock. You bear in mind, you already woke up at 7 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
You woke up at 7 o'clock to open presents. Earliest you're eating is 5 o'clock.
Whoa.
5 o'clock you eat, everybody eats, then you now take a nap. After you wake up from the nap, we as the siblings will now go to the movies, watch movie. That's what we're doing.
You know what?
Till now that we're older.
I have a message. All you African Americans that you are vexing us,
What do you
You're
mean?
vexing us every day. Wait, because of the topic we were just talking about.
Oh, God.
The pain of Christmas and Thanksgiving alone. You should pity me.
What do you mean?
We need reparations.
Okay. Thanksgiving, where are you on Thanksgiving? You're in church. Christmas, where are you? You're in church. Our own Christmas is even worse than most Africans' Christmas because why? You go to church in the morning, you go back home, and then you come back to start being in church until New Year's.
7 days.
Hey,
I want my apology letter inside my mailbox. Because you've enjoyed and I've been suffering. I want my apology letter.
Come on. See that one? I will not do.
Listen, that's 7 days, y'all. You all know.
I will do it with you in the spirit.
I'll do it with you in the spirit because 7 days for where?
But
I'm not doing it anymore.
After Christmas, when they pack your family, bring your mattress,
We have
come and
runs.
sleep in church. I said, sleep where? For what? You been where? With who? Where?
For real.
That's how you feel? I'm not coming. I'm not coming at all.
oh, nah, but Christmas has changed a lot now.
I don't show up. Listen, thank God for God. Because now that I'm older, I get to pick where I go. I don't show up at the house till at least 2:30. I show up from 2:30. I collect my plate.
He wants to rip all the sewing that all the people have done.
I don't wait. I tell my mom, 4:35, I'm out of here. After I collect my plate and pack it, I leave, go to my girlfriend's house. We chill, we have fun, yada, yada, yada. At the end of the day, we go and hang out with friends.
Adrian's hanging fun. He's hanging mistletoe in front of our face.
Yeah, not serious.
Up
See
and
you.
down.
See all of
Like
you.
an agbaya. And because it's
We're talking about Thanksgiving now.
Because
You're
it's
talking about Christmas. Well, listen, we're coming with heat. You're getting about an hour and a half episode for special Christmas. Listen, mail up. Listen for this episode.
how many times are you going to say listen?
No, they must hear. Listen.
He's a rapper.
Listen, Linda. Listen. You better like, share, and subscribe.
It's a threat.
This is the.
So we stopped doing threats in the beginning and now we're back to our own.
Listen.
Just lie to us and like us. Just subscribe.
Just like it and subscribe.
It's Christmas. Do small giveaway for
Just
us.
give away. Thank you. That's all we want. It's free.
Don't
For
piss me
God's
off.
sake.
Oh, actually, we're actually very, very close. We're at like 900 and something subscribers.
Get us to 1,000
We're very
before
close.
the year ends,
We're very
I
close.
beg.
Let me actually-
1,000 before the year ends. If not, no more episodes.
Yeah.
Baba, we still need to.
Wait, I know
we
we already bought
invested-
the equipment now. So
We invested too much.
you guys, let me at least talk.
This
Listen,
investment.
okay, I take God beg you,
I beg.
please.
I beg.
Well, I beg you, get us to 1,000.
Y'all know that I can't pop.
Please, please. I take God beg you, eh? Just do us something small, something nice, eh?
Oh.
Thank you. Now, year in review. How was your 2022? Did you achieve any of the resolutions you started the year with?
What was my resolution?
Do you even remember the resolution yourself?
It's always in my notes.
My resolution was to get a new job, and I got a new job.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mommy.
yeah.
Thank you, Mommy, for your prayers. We thank God for your
Hallelujah.
Yeah, so that was my only new because I was just suffering because I was doing night shift.
You are,
Oh,
hey, don't even remind me.
I didn't really ask for much.
I'm leaving here and going to
And
work.
thank God, we thank God because things I didn't even ask for that I was even tired of, God gave me at the end of
As
the night.
in, gay.
nice one.
We leave that one for New Year's.
Oh, that good.
Seun, what about you? You want to call?
I'm looking at it actually right now.
Oh, you haven't
You
written
haven't
down.
written
No,
down?
I write stuff down in my notes.
So what's your, we'll read them.
I'm not reading
Itemize.
them.
Itemize.
Let me see the successful ones.
Why don't just tell us whether it's successful? You can carry them over.
So, I
like
mean-
carry over in Nigeria where you fail class. Just
Are you telling me I failed 20?
I'll tell you guys.
I did say you failed
I'll tell
2022.
you guys his list. It, says-
just-
it goes like this.
What's this?
Do scam.
Bam.
Knock endlessly.
do scam, knock and wow.
That's what people
come,
say.
come up with perverted, stupid nicknames.
Get beat up by Manny.
Beat up by you achieved all your
I hate all my. I don't miss. This
nigga
doesn't miss. Nah. So this was good. Stepping out of my comfort zone in a couple areas.
Like what? Give us. You
This
can't
is-
be. You can't be giving to people dry. You got to give more contest. Share. The year is already over at this point.
over.
So
See what don't happen.
exactly. You like I said, just carry the one.
I'm gonna carry the one.
Just
Carry
carry
it over.
carry it
Those of
over.
you that want to carry, don't carry it over. If I catch you. Anyway, carrying it over.
What's the Mr.
this
Macaroni skit? You have failed. You are a failure.
I feel you.
You're a failure. You can never make
Step
it.
out of the comfort zone. I mean, yeah, just traveled more. Done.
Okay. Where did you go to visit this year?
Adriel, what exactly is your problem?
What state? See.
Why I traveled?
Oh God of Israel! I'm asking. You know what? I'll shut up my mouth.
How about your motives?
Did you go anywhere
Tropical outside of the US.
Or was it just
See this? I'm asking questions to entertain our public. I'm trying to get details for you, and this one is just
Don't need
misbehaving.
details.
Jay went to Southside Chicago. That's where he went. Oh, block.
Chirac, whole block.
Bang bang.
I bet. Never went to Chicago. I bet.
Surulere.
Anyway, explore more places in
You
Michigan.
see how we just diverted the
It's
question?
okay, leave him. Let him
Explore
go.
more
Let him
places
go,
in
let him go.
Michigan.
Which
Done.
place did you go to in Michigan?
I went up north a little. I explored new places, like new restaurants and stuff. Even in this area.
See, this is the type of
Shut up.
smart.
So the one that I did not do in this section was learn the bass.
In fact,
Why
I'm
this?
sorry, I
So you want to be the token black person?
The token black
No, me and we actually that one was on my list too because I promised Afo I was gonna do that one.
is Afro.
Afo, I'm sorry.
You never seen the thing from South Park where they said that every black person knows how to play the bass? Really?
I'm proud of that.
They said that every black person knows how to play the bass. The guy said, "I don't know how to play the bass." What are you talking about? They gave him a bass. Next thing you know, out of
Put a
nowhere.
bass in my hand. Let's see.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Everybody just knows how to do the slide. That's
That's all you need. You don't need much. You don't need much.
Add daddy once in a while.
Yeah,
You know your
just-
job.
You are fine. Next,
One
just
note.
dance. You'll be fine. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. So that's all for that one. Make better financial decisions. I don't know if all this equipment we bought is a good financial decision. but
it's you that will tell us if it's a good
maybe
investment.
tell us, help us.
I mean, I bought stand for Seun.
They say I have
Look
strong.
how he's doing.
They say I have strong head.
So obviously we didn't make good financial decisions because look at him.
He's trying to keep use of that hand. He hasn't used it.
I have to exercise the
Yeah.
hand. Thank you.
He hasn't
I have
used
to
it.
exercise. I should move. Get off my.
He hasn't used it in a while, so he had to.
No. What's wrong? What's wrong with
He's
you?
gymming the hand.
Can't you see the stretches I've been doing?
No problem. Loves your strength.
So well, on it till I got my injury, I was consistent with working out and the diet.
In fact, after I leave here, I'm going to the gym. Sure.
So there is that, and then consistent in like social media, media for church and all that, and then tithe and music. Yeah, so that one was good until the injury. Yeah,
we did well. You did well.
So it was settled. Well, this new job one, kind of yes, kind of no. I mean, it was end of last year. Before I wrote it, I did not have the job. After I wrote it, I got the job. It was in 2021, but it's still the same thing. So we moved.
We move.
Yes.
This is what-
Yeah. Good. I mean, and give it a good.
This,
give it a
what
good.
percentage?
That's what I was about to. I was thinking.
half.
Give it 70, 75,
70,
78%.
okay, that's still passing. That's still passing. Barely, but passing.
I'm a little
Sis get
harsh
degrees.
on myself, but
you probably are.
Yeah.
For mine, I got a new car this year.
Oh, both of us.
Yeah, we both got new cars
They're
this
not
year.
to put their name on the
Omo.
license plate.
Going,
It's always.
I like to be identifiable.
You are a hero.
Why you put
You are a hero.
It's because-
this one is 3 letters.
Listen,
OBA.
He's just he's
so?
just mad that his car is not name license plate worthy. Just leave him there.
It's unique. You cannot memorize it.
He's not a part of the job.
Part of the clenched butt.
He's
gang.
not a part of the gang.
It's part of the what?
You are part of the clenched butt gang.
It's
You are
very
salty.
clenched.
Yeah, salty.
I do
But
know.
got a new car. This was my, I want to say, second year. This is my second year living in my own place, so like not having roommates. So that was something I wanted to achieve this year.
Your job is squatting.
I walked the stage this year.
Walk the stage.
Yeah, because I was a COVID grad. I was a
Oh, yeah,
COVID
me
grad.
too.
Online things.
As in, they
They
did,
scammed us.
You know,
Scammed us.
the disrespectful
scammed
part
us.
about that one was they didn't even like allow us to send a picture of ourselves from They just scrolled the name on the screen.
I think I missed like most of it.
And
They
then
scrolled the Microsoft Word
it's a
document.
blur.
as in just scrolled the name on the screen and mailed us a degree and said, "Thank you for coming."
Oh, very
Made you a piece of
uninterested.
paper.
Anyway,
That piece of paper, I didn't even bother. I just threw it on.
What else did I do this year? I got into my PhD program.
I was about to say that's our year in review.
I got into my PhD program.
Okay.
So I'll be going to Tulane University. Shout out Tulane, Green Wave, #1 public health
I
university.
beg, let's go, Joe.
Wasting valuable
Can't
time.
brag on myself. I also essentially got a new job, but I'll be starting that new job next year. I'll be actually officially moving into my career now, making that big boy moves. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
Wait is almost
Which
over.
means essentially I will be officially stopped. In fact, night walk is not good for people.
No. Mental
Night
health.
walk.
It's suffering. It's
I
pain.
wouldn't recommend it to my worst enemy. But there's that. What else did I do this year? I did quite a lot this year. I did a lot of traveling this year. I went to Jamaica. I was in Cancun at some point this year. I did quite a bit of traveling. And
This year was eventful,
My
Sha.
brother was playing football too, so I was
Oh, yeah.
jet setting across the country, back and forth.
I don't think none of us can really complain about this.
Yeah,
year,
I think
truthfully.
this year was really, really solid. And
There's
actually,
a few years ago that boy was, oh my days, depression and suffering.
that
Actual
was
depression.
2021.
Was
It was
2021?
2020, maybe into
No,
2021. for me.
2021 was my year of suffering.
No.
I think mine was 2019. I suffered.
It was 2020. It was 2021 because it was just after COVID. It was that semester right before I graduated. Because I graduated in the summer of 2021, right before I moved. I said, "Yay, the kind of shaggy life showed me."
Adulthood.
Life was just like Take
I don't
breakfast.
do NASCAR.
You better
Get out for your
mind.
mind. Jesus.
No, it's a no
Hustle, make a living 247.
247.
Oh my days.
Anyway,
Nobody go ask you if you want some. Nobody go give you free money.
that's free money.
Oh.
That
But
part
yeah.
is the free money
That
part.
part too, free money.
But yeah, I did a lot of 20. I'm really excited for what 2023 is going to look like in terms of like decisions and life changes that I'm going to make. Officially stepping into like my actual career and all these different things. So.
3/4 podcast is going to be done by Zoom next year
No, I don't think so.
because I won't be here.
You
I
really,
mean,
really
I
considering
think-
I'm
moving?
leaving this blasted state.
Oh Lord!
You know what's funny? Because I thought about it. I'm like, I've seen, I don't know why. Instagram,
But we've bought equipment.
and you take your own. You take it like that, because-
Wow!
and then you connect it to your own.
Drop a comment. Would you watch us if it was on Zoom?
How they will not know. It
Just
won't do
drop
it
it
on
in
Zoom
comment.
now.
We know
You
how
will
we
record
do
it. You will finesse it.
We know how we do it.
Now
Don't
we
Oh
worry.
do it.
Lord, have
I'll be
mercy.
back here. I'm not living
Like
forever.
Instagram
Sha.
will be showing me like those virtual recording material and stuff like that. I'm like, these people are reading in my mind. It's very suspicious.
So if you weren't here, what states would you move to?
Oh, I have a list of states.
Texas is first watch.
Actually, no.
For me,
don't
I would actually.
know.
My
You don't
first
like
state would be
Texas?
North
Neither
Carolina.
North Carolina?
My first state would be North Carolina. That North
your
Carolina,
first-
North Carolina, Tennessee.
Nah.
See, you just like
Nah.
you want to be short.
You are attract.
Wow.
You want.
Wow.
Yeah. Because no.
You don't like peace.
I like peace.
You don't like peace. You want
Problems, always.
Always.
Clearly.
Why would you go
that North
But
Carolina-
North Carolina has a large black population.
in like 2 cities?
Why will I not go and live in those two cities?
Okay.
Okay.
Decide one day you just want to go and drive somewhere, and they'll put boot on your car. they'll put your tire around your neck.
Wow.
You just see yourself floating in the river.
First of all,
Wow.
that is so. Oh, but are you okay?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him.
Do you know what's down there?
I just want to make an announcement. Oba does not reflect a few views of 3/4 podcast.
One
You know what I
dead.
sound? Do you know what I sound like? You know those drug commercials where after they give you
Again, do not. This is not reflective.
yes, that's our own. That's our own. What's it called? That's our own disclaimer.
Yeah, North Carolina's. Yeah, no.
But what were yours? What were yours? What were yours?
He said Texas, and surprisingly, it's not.
Texas is overly saturated.
as bait. It is
Overly
not,
saturated.
Not for me. So, like DC.
I can
is
see
there.
DC. DC has a huge black
DC, Maryland,
population.
that area is there.
But
for
DMV
sure.
is expensive, Sha.
It's expensive. We make the money to match the expense.
No, Allah.
Thank God.
I put up KKK map.
Oh my God. Why?
What color? What color?
Why? Why?
What color is
Why?
Wait.
Why?
Zoom out.
Why? Why?
It's so red.
Why?
What color is Tennessee?
Okay, but look at Michigan.
Deep blood
Michigan
red.
is also red too.
Every state is red.
Every
But
so
state-
what's
the
your
darker
problem?
ones, the
What's
darker
your
ones,
point? Why screwed it that way?
the darker ones are the worst ones. So look at your states.
I don't know which one is Tennessee. I don't know. Put the names on the
It
map.
actually says hate groups per capita.
This is Tennessee here. 28 hate groups. You are finished.
Well, how about Michigan? How many does Michigan have?
18.
I mean, we're not far.
Oh, enough. Okay.
What about
When
North
you
Carolina?
see tire around your neck, you know you're not far.
you and this tire.
What is it with you? and
North
this-
Carolina too, 20.
What is it with you? and-
28.
What is it with you and this jungle justice?
The jungle justice.
Yeah.
What is
Texas.
Texas?
Texas has 52.
Texas
I
is
see
big.
everybody.
No, Texas is big.
Now you want
Texas is
now you
big.
want to say
Texas
that?
is big.
I want
Texas is
bastards. All of you bastards.
There's literally like
Texas is like
bastards.
Texas is like
Yo,
it's like 4 Tennessees.
4, 5 Tennessee.
All of you are buffles. Buffles.
Take that divided by 4. It's only 10.
Oh God. Oh God. You,
But
you
truthfully-
children of doom.
Truthfully,
Doom,
for me
doom,
too.
doom. Doom, doom, doom. You children of doom. Nonsense. Nonsense.
Truthfully,
Oh,
for me
God.
though, I said Texas, but there's only one place that I can only go to Austin because anywhere else.
There's
See that
literally
too many-
like Austin, Dallas, Houston.
I can't go to those places because there's too many people of our own time.
There's
Yeah,
too many
everybody's
I
here.
can't go there. I cannot come and kill
I'm hearing
myself.
New. What's this place? No, San Antonio is
That's still Cali. That's expensive stuff.
still Cali.
Cali is expensive. You are not making 100K. You're living a poor life.
Man.
I was going to make a comment, but
You have to make more than
You
100K.
save it a bit.
No, truthfully, you have to make more than 100K.
yeah.
I mean, but you'll be a 2-income household by that time in Jesus' name. I pray
Amen.
we're
Oh, is
speaking,
it? No,
speaking marriage into your life.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus. He said, roll.
The way she looked at us, pure disdain.
Listen, if I come back with a broken heart, you know why.
Pure disdain.
I'm even very surprised.
Why?
No, you-
It took us this long to
I'm
get
not
there.
going near Texas. I don't, please pray for other states, not Texas.
But you mentioned some places that I would like to go to, like DC. I would
DC,
love. It's
yeah.
don't think it's expensive.
Yeah,
It's
DC is
expensive.
just expensive.
Well, the whole damn area. I mean, in Virginia, I have done. You know, those of us that are buying house on Zillow already.
I do the same thing. I started looking at what does it look like.
I don't buy
In
house.
fact, what I'm telling you, man, those you see on Instagram is reading my mind. The houses you can get for 200,000 in Texas, or more mansions. Mansions.
I saw
Meanwhile, 200,000 in Michigan is a bungalow.
What are you
It's
living?
a bungalow.
And your driveway is into the streets. I hate those houses. That
Shed.
oh no. Anyway,
They'll be seeing your house from oh God,
the
Davision.
express. There's some houses in that. That's
Somebody is driving on the expressway.
They are looking into your mirror.
They
They are looking in your mirror.
There's some no.
The sea finish is too much.
Nah.
200 Michigan house price is ridiculous.
That's just stupid.
Oh God, yeah, but I definitely think going further south and just buying a piece of land, and I think my first house, God willing, I'm gonna build.
Oh, we're definitely.
Because I think what I'm gonna do, and this is something I was thinking about. I don't wanna buy for a while. I just want
Actually,
I don't want to buy till I have kids.
I feel like it's the inverse of that. Because, like, I don't mind buying my first couple houses.
If
But,
this
like,
housing
my
market
house?
crashes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
If the housing market, but as of now, I
So
don't
now,
want to buy.
It's too expensive.
This interest rate of 7, 8, 9,
Interest
10,
rates are
some even
ridiculous.
11%. Your father, all of you bankers, your father.
Hey, your dad.
God, some of these housing prices, houses that used to be 150,000, now they are 300, 400,000.
That's
What
crazy.
sort of rubbish?
And I know people that bought their houses at that point, and I don't even want to ask them too many questions.
Ah,
Because I know you are inside.
You are hating yourself.
But I understand.
You are hating
Yeah.
yourself.
But no, I mean, real estate is a huge investment. I've been getting into like a lot of real estate videos recently. Although there's some ridiculous ones. Like there's this guy I follow. He's a real estate agent in Atlanta. How I cannot rent a place for like 5K. Why am I renting
5K.
for 5K? 4.8, 5.2.
Ah, you're mad.
Why?
You're mad. But that's the thing.
They look good.
But those people who can,
unless
those
you
people-
live in New York,
Yeah.
if you're renting for more than 2.5K, you have issues.
Yeah, no, why? This place look good. I'm like, even if I not calculated, it's like half a year. You're spending what 30,000 to rent. I will not leave. It's not my own. I have not. No, can't do
I
it.
think genuinely for me, like I said, I'm going to rent for as long as I can and just save all that extra income that we can and then use that as a down payment to start building a house, because I want, personally, I don't see, especially right now, and being so young in my career could really take me anywhere.
Yeah,
And I don't want to buy a house and then the house is exactly what I want and then I rent it. If I'm buying a house, that's where I'm planting roots.
Yeah, I know some people
Exactly.
who have bought house and
And they are
next thing,
regretting
they
it.
have to move. Next thing they're looking
Listen,
at is,
in fact, wait, I'm sorry, before we even get there, all you people that are forcing home ownership on young adults,
Wow.
there's a special reservation next
Apartments.
to the devil's share for you.
Why are you people like this?
No, because I hate that idea. You're young, go and buy a house. I
my
understand that
It
real
doesn't
estate is
work
an
in-
investment.
it
It doesn't work,
in
for
this-
everybody.
It's not even just doesn't work for anybody. It doesn't work in this generation. We do not have the same market. We do not have the same economy that our parents had when they could come out of college, make 30 or 40K
And
buy
afford
a freaking mansion and they're raising their children. No, here, if you're making 80K, which is more than 90% of people in this country,
Nah.
you can't buy a freaking house.
Almost, I was shocked when I found out that 60,000 a year is in the top 33% of Americans.
And you still can't buy. You still can't
60,000
buy
a
house.
year as a single person is among the top 30% or 30. I think it's 33% of Americans. Wow. 80. Then you get to 80,000. Then you get to 8. What? Why are you making face? Oh, then you get to 80. Let's say you cross 60, you enter 80. 80, you're not in 20%.
Wow.
Once you cross 100,000, you're in the top 15.
And that's when you are actually can now start to pattern.
Go and marry. Join your household income.
Honestly,
And all these people who bought their houses when houses were cheap, and they came out of college in the 80s or early 90s, and
They don't want renting now. They
No.
don't want rent out. They're landlords now.
not only that, but you have lived your life, you have built your career, you're making six figures beyond six figures. You're making $300,000, $400,000 a year. And you want to be telling somebody that is coming out of college making $60K a year that he needs to go and buy a house with your house when you yourself, your house that you bought in the 90s for $100K is now worth almost $1 million. And you want to tell somebody that is making $60K to go and buy the same.
The painful thing about that, even itself, and that's honestly what's driving the rental market so high, is these people who are buying these houses or renting these houses and then using them for Airbnb. That's
Airbnb.
another thing that's pissing me off.
Well, that's also
it's
perspective
a
because the
business,
Airbnb
but-
people, they're happy.
They're happy and they're making money, yes, but then
that bubble has already crashed.
the people, I'm telling you, like that's a large people who are renting for Airbnbs and using those as their fine. You're making money, cool, but that drives up the rental costs for everybody else because there's not enough There's more people around than there are places to live now.
But there'll always be a new influx of locations.
and I
But
think-
then those new influx of locations have to catch up with the cost of the market,
And
so they're
it's-
already coming in.
there's
at
always-
and that's
high
why
prices.
Texas is so cheap right now, because there's so much space,
Yeah.
and like the actual construction like market down there is booming. They're just building everywhere.
Yeah.
And the place is flat, so you just see building.
But the
That's why
problem
it's
is
cheap.
the problem
But
is the
here-
electricity.
Where are they
The
building in
electricity.
Michigan?
Oh, yeah?
Electricity and snow.
Also, their houses are made of paper mache.
They're basically cardboard and paper mache. Inshallah and vibes.
Bruh. They had that one cold day where people's pipes started busting out of nowhere.
Oh, trauma.
I beg.
But anyway, what are you guys doing this Christmas?
I don't think I'm going. I don't think anybody is coming home this year because nobody was home for Thanksgiving. I think this is the year where all my siblings are just like, we're young, we're free,
Vibes.
go and
Freedom.
explore.
Don't fly. Though.
So I think nobody's going home this year. I might stop by, of course, and just say hi, see what's up, say what's up to mom, and I'll probably be with Babe for Christmas and Babe's family. So
Yeah, I'm coming back the day before Christmas from vacation.
oh yeah,
And I just say hi, Merry Christmas.
and Jackba.
I'm going back to work.
I'm not gonna lie, Christmases in African homes are kind of boring.
I'm telling you, it's depression.
I think
it's kinda
that. I mean,
boring.
but if you, I don't know. I think it depends.
I mean, after you open presents, that's about it.
Yeah,
Which
but like
even those
which
presents,
If you get presents,
even those presents sometimes are church
oh,
clothes.
this is why I said you people should write me letter. I don't even get presents, bro.
Wait, you never got presents?
No, which kind of presents?
My presents were usually
got-
like going out church clothes.
even that,
I would have appreciated it.
I mean, Christmas clothes ended for me way while ago. So
Yeah,
we
this
thank
was like
God.
high school for sure.
We thank God. That one ended a long time ago. But like even like regular gifts, like for any occasion, man, never.
What do you want
Wow.
for Christmas this year?
I
know what she wants for Christmas.
what do I want for Christmas?
Sleep.
Nah, say something foolish now. What do I want for
That's
Christmas?
the innocent one.
Wow. All I want
Anyway,
for Christmas is
you
my
guys should tell us what you want for Christmas.
What do
We
I
might
want?
just
for
give
Christmas?
you-
Oh yeah, put it in the
just do-
comments. We
just
might do a
give it for
giveaway.
you.
Might do a giveaway.
Yeah,
you know?
actually, you know what? We'll do it.
I think we'll do a
You did
giveaway.
why
Even though I'm
me?
poor.
Oh.
Shit, you did why
But
me?
yeah, comment what you want for Christmas, and depending on what it is, we might bless somebody for Christmas. Who
Hey,
knows?
Jiro, what do you want for Christmas, Seth?
I actually genuinely don't want anything
Why?
because that means I have to buy you something too.
This guy is a bastard.
Sakba,
This
Sakba,
guy is a bastard.
Sakbar.
Sakba has hit my account.
Hey!
I don't want anything for Christmas. In fact, I want pray. Just give me your prayers
me your
because I can return that one.
Wow.
That labor of love.
Wow.
Don't speak down that labor of love, bro.
Yeah, I just
There are people that are not praying for you in this life.
exactly.
Okay, since none of us want anything for Christmas.
What do you want for Christmas?
What do we want? I said none of us, so I'm a part
Oh,
of
yeah,
it,
I'm
guys.
part of it to her.
What do we want going into the new year? What is our resolutions for next year?
Before you move on,
I actually have a couple. So
3/4 podcast to us.
uh-huh.
We want 1,000 subscribers.
That's true.
That's
1,000
that's what we
subscribers.
want.
But besides that,
We want 1,000
besides that-
subscribers
You should be
for Christmas.
anyway. Don't meet you people there.
Yeah.
Go on. What were you
1,000.
saying? Sorry.
So what do you guys? What's your resolution?
My resolution, the first thing I want to practice more is I want to practice a lot more gratitude in New Year. I realized, especially as I was going into like the end of the year, being grateful for the things that I have, because I tend to find myself like moving into spaces where I'm just always looking forward. And I'm not really like grateful for the space that I'm currently in now, because it really hit me like this year specifically. I was like, bro, I have come far from where I used to be.
Absolutely.
So just being grateful for where I'm at is one. Two, I want to get back into therapy. I definitely want to get back into therapy. I took a break this year to kind of just center certain things about myself. I started before, but then I took a break to center some certain things and answer some certain questions. But I want to get back into that. Be consistent in the gym next year. I'm planning some big things in 2023. But if y'all stay tuned by this time next year, I might have a surprise for y'all. So
Sure. What about you? Idris' wish list is long.
It's too long.
I mean, I've thought about this. I've thought this through. I've already started working toward. Oh, and lastly, be happy. Be happy. Like my happiness is my focus in 2023.
Shea Farrell.
For real.
Say my name right. Sean Farrell.
Sean Farrell, yeah, he bastard. Yeah, he bastard.
I mean, to put it all in one thing, unlike our brother here.
Wow. Wow.
I want to achieve peace
Not
of
having a
mind.
broken hand going into the new year.
He's
Keep
one.
talking.
He's one. I'll break it this time.
Keep talking.
Me, I've already had my own piece.
I used to scan where that sword did.
He's already on this side. So
No, that side.
he's on this side.
Yeah,
Don't
in
worry.
trouble.
Don't worry.
These niggas in trouble.
No, I want to do what I need to do to achieve a state where I can breathe easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peace. If there's one thing I want in my life, it's peace of mind.
That's real.
I think mine is very close to that.
Yeah. If I don't need to do everything, but if I can do even some of those things, and I can sit down and see, you know what? Yeah, we're not there yet, but yeah.
My one is close to that. It's just finding happiness, peace, which comes with a lot of things, relationship, work, blah, blah, all that stuff. But then every spirit of Michigan in my life, I cast it
Wait, you're really trying to leave by next year?
at the end of next year, man.
Wow.
By
Damn.
God's
I'm
grace.
gonna feel lonely.
Yeah, Bella.
You'll be all
Y'all
right.
hate me.
You'll be all right.
So y'all just gonna leave me? Because I'm pretty sure you're trying to leave by next year too.
I've been telling people since.
See.
I already know where he's going.
Y'all hate me. So I guess I'm gonna be the only 1/4 of podcast, or 1/3 of the three quarter
you won't be.
podcast here.
You
Y'all
won't
hate
be.
me. It's okay.